welcome to the Boss Code. This is going to be a slightly different video because I am going to give my first impressions on the latest iPhone, the iPhone Air. So let's just dive in and see what's inside the box, how this phone looks, and what are my first impressions on it. So let's dive in. So I'm unboxing this on my desk right now. I've removed the strips here, and so that's how it looks. Pretty neat, and like I said, Apple hasn't included anything apart from a charging cable, and there's no pin for the SIM card slot because you'll know that I'm sure that you know that Apple doesn't have a SIM tray for this phone. This is only eSIM, but I'm told that the process is quite smooth and easy to set it up. So let's get into the phone. And let me start it up. I've set up this device and I've charged it a bit. It now has close to 83% battery. It is really sleek and slim. Is an important thing, I should say, because I know, of course, Apple's saying the same thing. Like I said, there's no SIM slot, but the volume rockers are very neatly placed here, and the top button is good. The power button's also nicely designed into this phone, so it doesn't leave like a rough edge, but it does give it a good finish. And Apple has retained the camera control button, which is also used for its artificial intelligence tool, the visual intelligence. This phone is slim and sleek, just 5.6 millimeter thick. So I'm keeping this pen here right next to it to show you how thin this is. Of course, including the camera bump, which Apple calls the camera plateau. This might look a little thinner, but then it is really a thin piece. Now, thin doesn't mean that it is not durable. From what I've seen with this phone, and I'm sure that you may have seen some of the reviewers kind of trying to break it. This is quite a durable phone. I think it's taken close to about 75 kilos of weight in one of the reviews. So that's great. Apple's put the ceramic shield 2 and the titanium frame in it. So the front and the back are pretty solid. And it is sort of scratch resistant to a pretty decent level. So that is good. The edges, like I said, feels crisp, nice, and premium. It really does look elegant. Now let me tell you about the display. This has 6.5-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display with ProMotion and 120 Hz refresh rate. It's quite fast, nice, and snappy. And I've kept it at peak nits, which is 3000. You can go all the way down. So it's good when you're reading sometime in the night, probably. But I'd love to check it out, how it really looks when I'm using this when there's a lot of daylight. And it supports always on display. And now let's get into what's really powering this beast. So Apple's put its latest top grade silicon into this smartphone, the one that goes into its 17 Pro and Pro Max, the A19 Pro chipset. I have written about this chipset in detail, so I'll add that in the comment below. You can take a look at it about the neural accelerators and how this can actually support the on-device AI processing. But let me give you a quick on the SoC here. This phone also gets Apple's second generation, that is the C1X modem for connectivity. networking. For networking, it supports Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. Now, to sort of quickly take you through the device monitor, so it comes with 12 GB RAM with 512 gigs of storage. So like you can see the detailed chart, like Apple said, this comes with a 6-core CPU for efficiency and 2 performance cores. And battery, that's quite the interesting thing. We'll have to check about it. Battery, what Apple is claiming is this will give you an all-day battery life, but all day is what we don't know. So I will be reviewing it a little more detail after testing it out, how this feels, to maybe run it for a day. But then what Apple also claims is this supports close to 27 hours of video display. So that's another thing that we'll check to see, how long this can play and how it holds. The one thing I feel will be a bit of a deal breaker, not for many, but for few, is that if you notice, there is no speakers at the bottom. And there is only speaker right here. And so I'm sure that it's not going to be great in terms of the output. But I think it won't be strong in terms of the bass it gives, but then it may be good enough for some kind of a voice support. So that is something that I feel might be a little bit of a problem. The other thing a lot of people actually are more interested is in the camera feature. So here, what Apple is offering is a 48 megapixel Fusion main camera. And like I said, this is what Apple calls a camera plateau, not the camera bump. So there's a lot of engineering that's been going on here for Apple to, put this bump here. They've kind of, moved some parts of the phone on top to make some space for battery, and also to put the vapor chamber to cool the device, so that when it actually does use the advanced chip, it doesn't overheat. So far when I was actually using it, I don't see a lot of heat. I feel that it's being dissipated quite well. But there is a game that I've actually downloaded to see how it will work. Let me test this out and give you a more detailed up. So overall, what do I think? In the next few days, I'll be testing the iPhone Air and see how well it's performing. I know that battery is one thing I'm going to give a lot more emphasis when I test this to really see, because given that it's so slim, I am not sure whether it's really going to hold up for a full day. And the other thing is about the camera. So I will tell you how good this camera is, because it just has a single lens. So those are two things that I'll be looking at. But in terms of first impressions, what do I think about this phone? I think this is clearly an elegant and a premium looking phone. So I think this will be an interesting device in Apple's lineup in the coming years. Also, let me know in the comments below if there's any specific thing that you'd like me to check in this device and add that as part of the review. Happy to do that. I will be back with my full review soon. See you. Take care.